right. Hey, hi guys! Ah, Jen! Hey! Hi Jill! Hi Jen! Actually made it to one of these, yay! I hope you guys can hear me. Hear and see, yes. Oh, awesome. Whew. Perfectly clear. Awesome. So, Jen, I was looking at this book and they have a plant named mock orange. And it has the cutest blossoms in there, so I think I might want to paint that. Oh yeah. Whew. Hey, Ginger! Hello! Sorry. Just gonna do a couple of quick studies first. My mom had a mock orange bush in our backyard and it smelled divine. Except our neighbor would usually prune it right before it bloomed. So we didn't get to enjoy the sun very often. Ah! Ginger. I get so angry at over grooming plants or like just land mowing. I'm super allergies today, so I might sneeze a lot. have a humongous jar of matcha with almond milk in it. Almond? No, oat. What am I saying? Oh, it's good. I'm taking a stimulant break this weekend. I'm feeling super sleepy. Oh no! It's good if you don't have much to do. That way you can just relax and... What's a matcha? It's tea. Yeah, it's green tea powder. So instead of just infusing the leaf, you just eat the whole thing. Mine is a bit old, which is why it's kind of like green-brown. But it's a good switch from caffeine in coffee when that like makes my stomach angry. Hey, Mikey! Hello! Alright, let's paint. Paint. I want to paint on this. Merde. Blah. Hey, Fitz! Hi! Hey, Dominic! I'm picking up colors at the moment, so I'll be back. I'll be looking at the chat once again in a couple of seconds. Why is adulting so hard? Oh, I know. So what have you guys been up to this week? I've been quite busy. Also, I felt like painting like nebulas again, so I started on that. Trying to remember how I do these. I'm also flattening paintings, so that's why they're on this. But yeah, it turned out, I think I kind of remember how to do. Though the paint did some sort of weird texture on there, so I don't know what's up with that. I'll probably paint a bunch and they will end up being in the Patreon rewards. Sorry. I want to do X, but I should do Y, but I need to do Z. Can't I just nap instead? Oh, thank you guys. I'm glad. I've been sort of out of a napping mood lately. Like, even when I'm super tired, I don't think about... Oh no, hold on, my pile of stuff is... I'm trying to declutter at the moment, and also I had a stream, so I just made a great big pile of stuff. And of course it's like gravity challenged. And gravity was winning. Potato is my spirit animal. Let me live my lumpy life. Oh, Potato! She's such a sweetheart. So I want to use some neon colors because I can. Oh no, Fitz. Fellow potatoes unite. I think Jinja is referring to Potato the cat, though, which is a blind little cat with really stumpy legs, and she's minuscule, and her name is Potato. I think the Instagram is like real stumpy cat. But I mean, we can all be Potato the cat too. I find decluttering essential, but I can't be creative at the same time, like two opposite gears in my head. That's a fair point. Did I say hi? Hi, Carolyn. Yeah, it's really difficult, and also I've often decluttered stuff that, like, I realized that I kind of sort of needed again a couple of months later. So that was like not fun. I'm not familiar with Potato Cat. I just have always called myself. Oh, really? Because yeah, lumpy, stumpy, and potato. They're words that potatoes human always use to describe potato. Oh no, Fitz, that's a long time to travel. Hey, Nicole, hi. Yeah, decluttering is hard. And like I'm always envious of the people who can be like super minimalistic, but I'm like, no way you're an artist. Okay, I say that, but I don't know. But I mean, it's just like the I had a book where the guy just has like a futon, a table, and his laptop, and that's all there is. And I'm like, you're not an artist. You have no paint supplies. You have no tablet. No nothing. Oh man, you're talking about being messy. Guess what happened last night? Uh-oh. Best quote from a workshop I attended. Art requires inventory. Oh my gosh, that is so good. I need to like put that on a plaque somewhere. When Mr. E looks at all my palettes and stuff. It's my inventory! It was worth it though. Had bao buns for the first time, which were really lovely, and got a bunch of snacks and stuff to take home. Oh, that's great. Bao buns are really yummy. It was a mixed media college workshop, so you can imagine the inventory by it. Oh yeah, oof. Hoarding was part of an artist holiday. It's very the real treasure is the friends we made on the way or something. No, the real treasure is treasure. I spent 2 hours cleaning my main 48 colors palette, cleaning the wells and pans, removing the cat hair, topping off the pen. I set it down on my phone. Oh no! And the paint spills over. Oh no! Oh no! Oh. I've never had a bao bun. Explain the texture, please. I think it's just a bit like a steamed, if you would steam bread. So the outside is a bit sticky, but inside it's fluffy like bread. It tipped over so slightly and all the paint mixed and spilled. Whole palette of here. Oh no. I'm such a klutz. Yep, definitely earned your klutz ribbon here. But I mean, that's not exactly your fault either. Like, you didn't trip into the palette right after filling it up, you know? Well, like now you have a really great mixing palette. You can just take a brush and go all over and maybe get something cool out of it. I'm trying to find a an encouraging note to this, but yeah, I understand how annoying this is. Thank you, Jen. It's a really great big mess. It's not gonna stay so messy. You created a palette of random grade. There you go. I scrapped all the mixed paint into a new pan. Scraped to a new pan, and it made a sort of dark brownish black. Oh, that's cool. Call it Nicole's new noir. Nice. Yeah. That's great. Oh, that's good. Qu'est-ce que tu fais, peut-être? Ah, okay. It's. I was hearing some noises, and it's Pickle washing herself. This is my first time painting on a canvas, actually, I think. Like, ever. I kind of wish they made canvas where the canvas doesn't have such a strong texture to it. Like maybe a finer weave cotton or something. I haven't painted in a bit because my desk has been taken over by papier mâché project. Oh, what is it? What is it? I think people sand down canvas. I think they gesso it first and then they sand it. Yeah, why not paint on stretch handkerchief or something that fine texture? Yeah, something like that. Or maybe, I don't know, just... Yeah, maybe I should try. Thing is, it's super messy to sand a canvas, a gessoed canvas, and I don't really have the space or equipment to do that. I might just keep keep. Or you know what I could do? I could buy like those wooden blocks instead. And you gesso that and you paint on that. That's smooth. If there are all media panels which are like canvas texture paper. That sounds weird. And also great fun to paint on. I have a lot on hand after changing surface rapid fire. They're much thinner than canvas panels. Oh, interesting. Many people use masonite, but yeah, the thing with masonite is that it very easily curves. Like very easily. And since paint is usually water-based, it gets really curvy, and I don't want that. Like, you can flatten paper, you can't flatten masonite just as easily. They do make finer canvas than commercial pretreated ones, but they tend to be very expensive. Blech. Everything you're talking about is fascinating. I'm so clueless about everything to do with paint. Oh, well, if you have any questions, you can ask. I mean, no one is gonna bite you for asking questions that about stuff you don't know about. This is a very welcoming community. So yeah, by all means. I'm happy to send you. Oh, Ginger, that's so kind. I don't want to, like, I know shipping is nasty, but thank you so much. Also, Jen, you live with an artist. You need to go ask them questions. This is weird. I also have the edges to take into consideration, but yeah, this is gonna be messy, which is why I'm glad I'm using like convenience colors, like pre-mixed colors instead of mixing my own like green and all that, because if I want to come back and paint the sides, I can just pour some of these and paint the sides when the top is dry, and it's gonna be the same colors, so no risk of being unable to mix it again. You have to buy the canvas and stretch it yourself. Oh! No, I'm not doing that. I had a dream last night. My friend from college got... Oh no, that sounds awful, J-Bean. Man, dreams can be such assholes. I do sit and listen to T talk about paint and canvases and pouring mediums, and oh my god, what fucking dad, whatever else. But it's also overwhelming. Oh no! Technically speaking, nightmares are dreams too. Yeah, but they're like assholes. I've been having dreams lately because of some new medicine they put me on, and they've been surprisingly memorable and disturbing. Yikes, Jellybean, that sounds awful. It also lets me talk about comics and paneling and tablets and more comics and whatever comics, so I guess it's a fair trade. I guess. Is the... Oh no, I don't think so. I tried sketching on the bus, but the bus is too jittery. Oh no. Well, you can make some pretty nice abstracts, right? I guess I kind of have to let this dry a bit. Dries much slower on canvas than it does on paper. Oh yeah, the person's name is T. Or is it Tia? Or is it T? French brain just logged on. Whoa. The quality is super blurry. Is it blurry for you too? Like, I know this is not the best camera that I have, but usually it's not that blurry. Tea like to drink. Okay, cool. Because we have a name in French that's Léa, and it's basically L-E-A. What kind brand of brush? Oh, this is the brush that I got in the oh, dang it, in the upgrade subscription, box. It's by Turner, you know, the acrylic gouache and watercolor company. And I tried looking for that brush elsewhere because I really, really like it to paint with acrylic, and I only have one, which is very stressful. But I cannot find it anywhere. I'll definitely keep my eyes open, but I'm like, oh no! Oh no! It's basically like a sort of Asian brush, but it's a plastic instead of reed. Why are you so blurry? Is this better? Oh yeah, that's a bit better, okay. Yeah, perhaps there's a bit of context that is needed here. I know Jen, like, in person. She lives not too far from where I live, and we've met a couple of times at conventions. So, yeah. We talk a lot, so that's why there might be a bit of context missing here. I apologize. Anna, put your shoe. Cat here. Oh, that's awesome, Jelly Bean. Totally going to try to come to these. It's definitely like the chillest chill place to chill. I don't think I would be able to do these weekly live streams if they had to be something other than chill. And it's been, I don't know the impact it has had on you guys, but why I keep doing these when I can is that it's provided me with a sort of a forced occasion to paint more and do stuff and sort of work through the resistance that I usually have when it comes to creating. So I'm like, oh, you have to come up with something to do. And sometimes I'm like, but I don't want to do anything. And I'm like, do you really not want to do anything? Even like this thing, like painting whatever flowers in an abstract way. And I'm like, oh no, that could be fun. So I think most of my work, the bulk of the production I've been able to do is in part because I go through this process every Saturday of just trying to make it happen. We are pretty rad. Yeah, you guys are pretty rad. I agree. I didn't have much curating to do. You guys are awesome to begin with. We've started watching Otto's video over dinner. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, even Mr. E. Mr. E is Guillaume, by the way, Jen. It's Mr. Ev, Mr. E. But yeah, he's sort of picking up a couple of things here and there. What did I showed him the other day where I showed him a color that was like a black. And I was like, hey, look at this neat black that I mixed. And he looked like, yeah, okay. And I'm like, this is mixed from this magenta and this green. And he was like, whoa. And that cracked me up. Anyone excited about plein air season? I don't know. That means going outside. I kind of need a full production team when I go outside because I need so many things. Like I need sunscreen and or a hat and a parasol, and then you need sort of an easel and paint and water and. Last year I acquired all of the equipment I need. Now I have to find the courage to use it. Oh no. Oh no. Reference photo scavenger hunt. Yeah, that's perhaps more my speed. To try to sneakily take pictures and then come back here and... Oh yeah, there's the bugs too. Best trick for the bugs for me is to bring Mr. E along because he gets eaten alive by mosquitoes and I'm usually fine. So I just need to bring him and sacrifice him to the mosquitoes so I can paint. I need a way to take my digital comic work outside. Tablets are so pricey and the guilt for being away from my discs. Really? What compels you to stay at like physically at your desk. And you can always borrow an iPad, I guess. Sacrifice at the altar, play your dish. That's so my parents. I do plein air in the rainy cloudy days, but it rains. Yeah. I'm excited to paint outside more this year. Do you live in a place where you can easily access like interesting vistas and stuff to paint? Can you imagine the glare of this? Yeah, but like situate yourself in a way that it doesn't provide like make a glare too much. But yeah, that's another issue. But I mean, it's equally blinding to have a white page, except that with the white page you can put paint on it so that it doesn't stay white, you know. I don't know why, but mosquitoes actually avoid my dad, so he doesn't mind sweating them. Oh no, sweating mosquitoes though is a dangerous game. Oh, that's so cool, Fitz. Fitz says one of my in real life pals is starting to do watercolors, so we're going to start doing a painting session on weekday evenings soon, which I'm very excited for. That's great. Oh geez, yeah, little gnats are probably harder to get out of pants than cat hairs. Honestly, several days we'll go for walks, take lots of photo, and I'll just get in a sketch or two. I mean, any way that you can find inspiration outside is good. I don't think there's a right and or a wrong way to do it. I think you can do whatever you want. This is weird. I'm not used to like layering paint and it sort of lifts up really easily unless it's dry. Dry faster, come on. I live in North New Jersey in the lake town. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, you're set up. I think I may have damaged my cornea or something in my left eye because I was painting with watercolor outside a few years ago. The sun hit the water just right and ooh, ouch! Ouch, ouch, ouch. Am I cutting out? No! Watercolor is the best because it's so portable. The only issue with watercolor is that you need the, like, water. I know, it could be my Wi-Fi. I'll check. This needs to dry in a way. What's up? It's supposed to be good on my end. Sorry. In Florida, there's lots to paint. Only right now it just got very hot. Yeah, that's the issue. So if I go to the beach, I'll bring art stuff. Beach, gotta be careful because you can be sure that sand is gonna end up in your palette. So you don't bring your like best fancy palette for that one. There's finally a bit of wind. Oh, we've had two such like awful muggy days here. It's finally getting some wind. I think this is kind of awful. Yeah. That's oh, I just didn't like the way I had drawn the leaf and all that, so painted over it. There you go. Enjoying watching you paint the foliage. I don't know if this counts as foliage really. I'm basically just putting a lot of green and trying to add like variation in the color, so that even if I didn't paint foliage, it can sort of look like foliage from afar. Like give the general impression of foliage rather than painting it. I paint a lot of animals, so I don't use green as much as I'd like. Maybe I need to paint more like lizards and frogs and butterflies, maybe. Question, has anyone made seasonal palettes lately? Golden posted a spring palette. Green gold, quin magenta, cerulean blue chromium, cobalt blue, and I think burnt umber and titanium white in acrylic. That's a bit... I feel like as a spring palette you kind of need to have a yellow in there, no? At least so that you can mix all those like yellow greens of the fresh sprouts and baby leaves and all that. No? Anyway, just my impression. I agree, that sounds like a terrible mixing palette. It's just weird. I've been playing with their spring palette lately. Oh yeah? Do you have swatches? You need to show us some swatches, Ginger. Oh, Jen! The Green Gold and Green Madge could mix a warm Madge. Could mix a warm red and a few other tricks. I mean, they're great colors. It's just a bit of a sort of limited lineup. Oh, it's cobalt green, not cobalt blue. Okay, that's a bit better. I don't know why I read cobalt blue. I think I would switch out the burnt umber for a different color, and you can sort of mix a brown easily if you have like those greens and the magenta. Like it's not too hard to mix a brown from that. I would switch out the burnt umber for a different color if it was just me. I've been doing a lot of 3-5 color limited palettes, and it really makes your painting instantly. I know. That's what I've been doing mostly with the flower paintings. And really try to use a very limited number of colors, and also to not be limited. Like if it's all convenience colors, that's fine. I have the tube. I can put some more and keep on working. So that's not an issue. And it's really my favorite way to work. Oh, well, no problem, Ginger. If you want to post the swatches later on, that's fine too. No rush. Just put it on a post-it somewhere and you can share some with us a bit later. Like, you don't have to post it right now. Just gonna drink a bit of tea, and then I'm gonna have to get myself some fresh colors because I'm all out of the yellow and the green on there. Hey, thank you so much for being here, Fitz. I hope you have a great weekend. Yes, Nicole, love to see the Klutz Grey. Oh, this is cobalt green. Ha! Speaking of. So I know this is not the most popular topic. No, I'm just I'm not doing much right now. Sorry, not the most popular topics, but I'll risk it anyway. But the most weird trial I've ever seen ended on Friday, and it was such a wild ride. It's going to be really, really interesting to see how it how it works out with the jury and what kind of decision they'll reach. I apologize for the stream quality. I don't know what's up. Behave, stream. Behave. Some of the positive things maybe that came out of the trial is learning that Johnny Depp is also an artist, and his art is really quite interesting. So I didn't know that, and it was interesting to sort of see some of his art. Yeah, the Johnny Depp Amber Heard. It ended on Friday with closing arguments. Closing statements? Anyway. Closing. And now it's up to the jury to deliberate, if is that the word? And sort of reach a unanimous decision. It's been really weird. I feel like Amber got the entitled side of the internet, with the internet rushing to get super aggressive with sending messages they have no business sending. What? Wait, I don't follow that. Like, I feel like my personal stance is to stand with the victim. But in this situation, what is peculiar is that it's not clear-cut who is the victim, as they both claim to be a victim. So you're like, that could possibly be true, but all in all, it's just so weird. But I mean, in itself, like, if it was just that and it went like exactly the most like bland way possible as a trial, I don't think it would be any interesting. It would be really boring, actually. What made it interesting is just the sheer level of the antics that happened throughout the processes. My impression of Judy's art is that he's making a get rich with it. Oh, well, it's for charity. Like, I wish it wasn't NFTs, because NFTs are disgusting, but it kind of feels like someone talked it up to him and sold him the idea. And he thought, oh, hey, that's cool if we can do that for charity. I heard she was getting a ton of death threats. No, that's just, I mean, no, it's never a good idea. What happened? Depp was sued. Depp sued his ex-wife, and she sued him back. I feel like this is karma. This is why you don't have an affair. Did he have an affair? That was not exactly the point of the trial to figure that out, so I don't really know what's up with that. But I mean, I don't wish this level of toxicity on anyone in terms of relationship. Oof. It's not the divorce that's in the news. They're already divorced. They've been for a good while. This is a trial for defamation. I think it just provides content for all the entertainment-based outlets. Like they can't really they can't really talk about like who worried best regarding topics like Ukraine. That's not exactly the same kind of vibe. So they're grasping at whatever they can, and in this case, it's this trial. In terms of entertainment related news, we need to figure out if Our Flag Means Death is going to be renewed. That's something I really want to know. He was with his wife and age kind of seduced him and is split. The legal stuff is it's just so interesting. Defamation cases are really cool when you get into the legal stuff, and this one was just so twisted and weird in 2 jurisdictions. I agree. That's kind of why I got into it, because you don't often get a chance to see exactly what happens in a courtroom regarding anything legal. And that was fascinating, but it was such a shit show. Pardon my French. It just was mind-blowing. At certain points, like, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was like, what am I watching? How is this really what's happening? Makes no sense. Songbirds! Gimme, gimme. What kind of delusions did she have? I don't know if you really want to get into that, but I mean, someone somewhere was having a certain amount of delusions, because something cannot be 2 things at once. If you know what I mean. I have no idea how Taika Waititi can do all he does. Okay, that's fucked up music. Oh, go to hell. Spotify sucks. I hate you so much. You suck. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to switch playlists. Okay, I'm back. You know this thing Spotify does, like if you have a playlist and it ends, instead of just stopping, it decides like to add songs at the end of your playlist, think that their computer algorithm has decided that maybe you liked, and no, actually your algorithm sucks and I don't want to listen to any of that. Oh my god, YouTube Music does that too, and it's so annoying. It's like if I want to get instantly angry, that's all I need. I don't know why it bothers me so much, but it's like, no, I don't want to have anything to do with your crummy music. just don't play anything. Just stop. YouTube algorithm too strong, it doesn't know better to not advertise other options. Yeah. Many YouTube accounts will make playlists for a well-known album and then insert one or two of their own songs into the playlist, basically to leech ad revenue. Hey Otto! Hello! How are you? Yeah. So all the trials sort of ended up having as a long-lasting effect is that I kind of wish I could rewatch Legally Blonde again. There's always Legally Blonde the musical. Nope, 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 nope. I love that movie so much, it just hits all my happy feelings. But I know, it's so cool. I kind of want to go the route of like, this is the kind of strong female character that we could use more of. But I don't want to necessarily get into that. Okay, I'm gonna put this aside for a bit. There you go. It's the bend and snap. I'm just not a musical kind of person. The bend and snap. Like, everybody underestimates her, and she's like, yeah, well, watch me hold my beer. Sorry. Imagine my dismay when a dude took me on a date to a theatrical production of The Lord of the Rings and it turned out to be a musical. Oh. Yeah, I would pretty much walk out of there. It's nope, thank you. Okay, so I painted a bunch of I painted a batch of backgrounds in all sorts of ridiculously bright colors, so I would have these ready to paint on. Now I don't know which one to start with. So first person who gives me a number between 1 and 15. And I'm gonna go in order and pick that one. Eight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bright neon pink. Let's switch out colors. Hey, Yuri, hi. Neon pink is my fave. Well, you're served. This is as pink as it gets, I think. Probably doesn't show well on camera though, but it's like will melt your retinas kind of pink. Now I just need to figure out what flowers I want to paint on it. I kind of really like having light yellows on top of the pink. So I might have some ivory white. Maybe this one. Cream yellow. Not sure. I have my tub of tubes. of paint next to me with the lid up, so I painted all the lids so I can sort of see the colors I have and try and find the ones that kind of work for me. I feel like foliage kind of could be a sort of dark tealy blue color. Oh, that cracked. Oh, that's true. I got the set of Turner's acrylic gouache of all the pastel colors. Well, most of the pastel colors. I think there's 12 in the box, and all in all they have 15. Is it why it's called Upper Pink? If not, it has to be. I was 140 stitches into a row before I realized it was... Oh no! Yikes! Oh, I think orange could work well. Oh yeah, I think that's it. Orange and coral, maybe. And... yeah, I think that works. Yep, let's try this. If it doesn't pan out, I can always paint over the base color and start over again. All right. Whew. Shoot. What's a grazing muzzle, Yuri? Yeah, sorry about the cars outside. Yeah. Hey, Megami, hi. Frog is the only way. Yeah. Alright, let's get this show on the road. It's really interesting to paint with bright neon backgrounds because I always start with the flowers. This is acrylic brush. And like I always start with the flowers and they're usually not neon colors, so it's like permanent ugly stage until I start adding in the foliage that covers up most of the rest of the neon color. Because for now it's really jarring. You have like this super duper bright pink color and it almost looks like I'm putting brown on top of it. But it's orange, you know, it's that bright. And it kind of looks really weird until I can sort of control the effect by neutralizing most of the pink. Another flower painting. Is that a good or a bad thing? Hmm. Oh no, Otto. It's like a muzzle for dogs, but with a hole in the bottom to limit grass intake. Oh, okay. Is it because they... Otherwise she would eat too much grass? Yep, she gets too fat from grass quite easily. Because we're not exercising now, it's getting... Oh no! Oh no! Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. I've been teaching Scout some tricks with by using her treats. Like we buy Temptations treats for the cats outside. Like they're probably like the most junk food treats for pets that you can sort of find. But the idea was that it's the cats outside. At least they like work out a bit. But eventually we gave some to, like, just one to our cats, and it's the absolute best thing ever. Like Scout goes crazy for them, and if Pecco is expecting to eat a treat, she will start drooling. Like we see drops falling from her mouth. She likes it that much. Thing is Pecco is a bit daft. She's a great cat, but she's not super sharp. Scout is, average sharpness for a cat. Like, she can open doors if she really works at it. And I've started to train her to get up on her hind legs to get her treats. And she's so food driven that she's picking up on it quite quick, which is really funny. So she gets up with like her huge eyes, and she will paw my hand, and I will give her the treat. But it's funny. Bless orange cats and their really little brain. Hey, Firecloud, hi! She's been quite dramatic about it, and when she sees someone, she will beckon the gate. Aw, Dexter draws a lot. They leak! Our cats have leaks. It's a fun to exercise to train with your pets. It's a fun to see. I really like seeing them trying to understand what I'm sort of expecting them to do. Like, you can sort of tell that their little brain is working extra hard to figure it out because they really want that stupid treat. One thing that Pico has figured out is that if she flops over on her side and start like squirming around and being generally adorable, she thinks that by doing that, we will give her food faster. Which doesn't quite work, but it's so freaking cute. Like, she will flop and start like screaming and being cute, and we're like, oh my gosh, you're so cute! And whenever we approach to pet her, she gets back, like sits back up, and she's like, okay, now you're here, give me food. And you're like, no, I won't. That was not the point. I just came to pet you because you're so cute. So we walk off, and she's like, wait a minute. Like, did they drool so much that it drops on? Yeah, there's droplets falling off her mouth. Dexter literally is so dramatic about food. You can hear violins in the background as he puts his best emaciated and near-death performance on. Oh, they're so silly. The flopping, it gets me every time. I know! I know, same. And I get like to pet them and she stops flopping and I'm like, no. Like the flopping is the best thing. Hold on, I have good photos of flopping from this morning. I need to take them out when I'm done making these. Pico did some really good flops this morning. A cat always drools when he's happy. Aww. I think I even caught the video of her floppy. Okay. No, how do you wanna... No? What's the plan here? See, can I go back? Okay. I don't know if you guys can see. I hope you can see. But she was basically doing that over and over again, and then she sat up when I came near. And the other cat was like scratching her allergies really bad because that's what she does. And I also I have good photos of the floppy. Like, okay, it's grainy and not good in that regard, but that's a good floppy pose. That's A+ floppy. She was literally like flopping around and it was really funny. Like, aww. Yes. Pico, you're way too cute. Dog wants to make you happy, cat wants to make cat happy. You just have to communicate differently. You have to make it so what makes cat happy be also like what makes human happy, or the other way around, you know. So Phoebe would flap like that and then look mad I recorded. Boba Fett. Oh no! That's the flap when he meets a new person. Walks right up, flaps on their feet, and looks up with those pet me eyes. Aww. Boba Fett is such a good name. For DD we call floop. She'll somersault into it. It's amazing. Yeah, when they give like a big like introduction to the move by like going flop. Yeah, that's. Pico is hilarious when she starts flopping because she will sort of lean into it with her like head and front paws and the front part of her body and like oh will she flop? Won't she flop? Oh flop. And we're like aw. Sometimes she tease flop and she just doesn't flop in the end and we're like come on, where's the flop? Okay, let's put some green in there. At the moment, I have 2 small cinnamon buns sleeping in the studio with me. Cinnamon buns. That would be delicious. Anything would be delicious. That's kind of the issue. You know? If more things were gross, perhaps I wouldn't have to buy clothes in the bigger size all the time, you know? Like when people tell me, like, oh, I don't like sugary stuff, I'm like, good for you. Dang. Okay, you're missing out on a lot, but also that's one less thing to obsess over. You know what I mean? I'm not using the proper cloth for this. Can always eat chocolate. Yeah, that's an issue. I don't know, maybe not for you guys. Can't speak for everyone, but I'm already feeling very peckish, and talking about cinnamon rolls isn't helping. Sorry. Haven't had a good cinnamon rolls in forever though. Like most of them are like brioche, and it's usually made with milk. That's why we never have any at home. Sorry, I have food being weight gain, which is actually somewhat. Oh no. Well, okay, maybe speaking from a general, like someone without any weird relationship with food, because those people exist. Mr. E is one of them, and I'm always like you're weird, but like let's say someone just simply doesn't like sweet stuff, so they don't buy that. So when they get in front of the counter and there's like a whole array of chocolate bars and stuff, they go like, eh, and they just don't get any. Whereas me, I'm like, ooh, which ones am I getting? Ooh, this one, this one, this one, this one, you know? The biggest lie ever told to me, nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. The person never had food, apparently. Yeah, this is just, I mean, it doesn't come from a healthy mindset, I guess, in general, in terms of expression. Like, I understand that like, sometimes just the body doesn't feel great. Like, ask me to put on socks and I'll tell you how I feel about that. But, yeah, I mean, it's not, I don't want to get into disordered eating too much. I really want to keep it sort of friendly. My parents were on vacation the past 2 weeks. I was home alone for the first time for so long ever. Doing groceries while hungry is not a good idea. So many aisles with sweets. Yeah, that's the thing. And that's sort of my issue with it, is that you cannot, if you have a weakness to this stuff, you simply cannot win. Because it's everywhere. If you manage to go through the cookie aisle and didn't pick anything, well, you're gonna have to do that check again at the counter where they put the chocolate bar, and then again near the exit when there is a machine, like a vending machine. You know, it's like, it's just an onslaught, a constant onslaught on your poor brain. Oh, I wanted to ask, people in the US, do you guys have the Fudgios cookies? They're like Oreos, but instead of being like the black chocolate cookie and the white stuffing, it's brown chocolate cookie and chocolate stuffing. That person also must not know how it feels to have horrific GI problems. No, not all skinny is good skinny, and never the issue. How the skinny feels, like that's just weird. I don't like it. I really don't like it. I haven't had that kind of cookies, but sounds good. Snacks are the most important part of my day. Oh no! Doesn't sound familiar. Yeah, I was wondering if it was a Canadian thing only. Because we hear about Oreos a lot, and they have all these variants of Oreos, but like Fujios are amazing, and no one mentions them, and that got me thinking. It says a lot that on my downtown I think about cookies. I never saw Fujios until I moved to Canada Land. Oh, so that's another thing we have that's just for us. Kind of cool. What a healthy snack, guys. All dressed chips and Fujios. No, it's just like an Oreo. Like exactly like an Oreo, but different type. Like the cookie is a different pattern and it's brown instead of black. And the cream inside, instead of being that vanilla Oreo cream, it's a fudgy chocolate cream. But it's exactly the same texture. Supermarkets are already quite overwhelming, I agree. So many choices, so many aisles, trying to find the stuff you want, the bright lights, constant beeping of the registers, the trolley being an ass. Ah! The trolley being an ass. Oh my god, that's so true. That's why they kind of recommend, like, I don't know if it's the same overseas, but over here, like, you get a recommendation that if you want to avoid the overwhelming aisles with all the like very bright colored boxes and stuff, you basically just walk the external perimeter of the grocery store, because that technically should bring you around. Like, you should hit the most important stops, like the meat counter, the fish area, the bakery, and all the fruits and veggies. So you sort of skip all the box stuff that's usually in the aisles in the middle. Hey, thank you so much for being here, Jill Bean. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you can get some decent sleep. Canada land. Trolley's vacuum cleaners. Ugh. I had a bit of a rant about vacuum cleaners this week. I was looking it up. Like, I was like, is this a thing to get like really visceral response to the vacuum cleaner? And I found some info, but nothing particularly convincing. Like, people were mentioning something called misophonia. And I was like, oh, that's sort of an interesting concept, but it seems to be about like noises like people chewing food and breathing loudly. Like, they were not, this also applies to the sound of a vacuum. So I was like, oh, perhaps it's something else then, but it's just, ugh. Whenever the vacuum starts, I swear I could grab it and yeet it into the sun. It just bothers me so much. Let us not forget every person not knowing what personal It's a bit better now with like pandemic stuff, because you can sort of openly recoil from someone walking too close to you, and you can use that as an excuse instead of like having to be like, no, who are you? Go away. You can be, hey, pandemic. There's a virus, so stay away. I hate vacuum cleaners. The sound and the feeling make me feel such anxiety. I'm sure it's tied to childhood trauma somehow. I feel the same about them, but I can't figure out what kind of trauma it could be related to. Yes, misophonia is real and can apply to any sound, basically. When the pandemic happened, I saw it as a hypochondriac dream. I don't know about that, but it certainly made a lot of things more comfy. But yeah, I don't know, like the vacuum cleaner and the leaf blowers, they kind of have the same sound and they trigger the same kind of reaction where I want to shove the leaf blower up the person's ass and put it at max. And as for the vacuum cleaner, I just want to like destroy it. Just like, no, you evil thing. Oh man, speaking of shopping, this new no plastic bag thing, I hate going food shopping with canvas bags. The cashiers don't help you pack. Really? Really, they don't. Over here, they do. Same when my mom was a manager and someone that was sick was calling in to say they're ready to work again, she would first tell them to go vacuum. Because if you can do that, then you can work again. Ugh. It's the worst. I was like telling Otto about it, and I was like, made me realize that I would, if I lived like completely on my own, I would never vacuum. I'm sorry if this is gross, but I just can't. I would have a vacuum because it's super handy if you break glass. Like, you cannot clean up broken glass well enough with a broom, and I have pets, so I really don't want there to be any remaining shards of glass anywhere. But otherwise, I would never use it. Like, never. I would use a broom, I would use one of those Swiffer thingies, but stupid vacuum cleaner, no. Collecting dust on it. Not in it, on it. Ah! I wouldn't mind if the cashiers help pack your food, but they scan your item as fast as possible and then everyone behind you is annoyed you're still packing up. Yeah, that's true. Well, usually over here, either the cashiers help if they don't have I don't know what's it called in English, but there is also like someone working at the end of the register, like just packing your stuff. We call them emballeurs in French. Packers? It totally threw me when I first moved to Canada and the cashier didn't pack my bag. I worked as a cashier in the States and always packed every bag for the customers. People pack your bags in other countries. That happened in our area, but with a little time, people did start to help pack up reusable bags again. Time is money. Management will crack down once they see it lag enough. Yeah, that's true. They totally do in the States. Live somewhere with just hardwood floor and you'll never need one. How about the sounds that hair blowers? Yeah, not a great one either. I don't blow my hair. Also, the thing is with hair blowers, like the sound is right next to your ears. When I went to Saint-Malo in France many years ago, I was sort of staying at a hotel for a couple of days, but yeah, baggers, thank you. And I was, at some point I was like, well, I don't want to eat out for breakfast every day. That's just silly. Like, I don't eat that much for breakfast. And so I went to a grocery store that was on the island of Saint-Malo. And I did what I usually do. Like, I got in, I grabbed a thingy, and picked up my fruits from the tray, the display, and put them in my thing. And at the end, I go to the cash register, and I'm like, good to go. And the person looks at me and is like, "You're not from here, are you?" And I'm like, no. And they're like, "Oh, well, over here, it's not the customer who picks their fruit. We do." And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" No. If I'm buying fruit, I get to pick the fruit I'm buying. What is this? What is this fuckery? What kind of nonsense is that? Like, no, I don't want you to pick my fruits. Are you kidding me? How would you know what I like? That was a weird experience. Yes, in US it is the norm. Sometimes it's team effort, cashier and customer both bagged, but it is considered norm. Huh, interesting. Yeah, it's really stressful for the customer to feel like you're slowing down everyone behind you because you're trying to bag your purchases. And yeah, people enjoy being assholes. And in those occasions when I start feeling stressed out because of like having to take the time to bag my own stuff, I think, what sort of makes me feel better is like, I think that at least I'm not one of those old people arguing for a discount that doesn't apply or being there to check their lottery tickets. Because I'm sorry to old people, but like, oh my gosh, sometimes they argue for the most like silly stuff, and that takes forever. So it kind of makes me feel better because at least I'm trying to be quick about filling my bags and walking away. Like, I'm not doing this on purpose. I have to bag my stuff, and I'm doing it as fast as I can. So that's all there is to it. Yeah, that was a weird experience. Don't touch my fruit. Those grapes are mine, sir. Yeah, that's weird. I want to pick which apple I want myself. Exactly! I'm glad you guys get all put off by this. Also, they were kind of snobby, and I was like, ugh. I don't know if it was like because it was a small, sort of like small independent grocery thingy on an island. Because I don't know if you guys are from. Well, no, not really, but Saint-Malo is a city in France, and there's a portion of Saint-Malo that is within walls. It has like these stone walls around it, and they call it intramuros. So basically, like within the walls, and it's really tiny. Like you can walk from one side of this area, like the within the walls area. You can walk from one end to the other in like 20 minutes, which is awesome. It was really great. I was there for a comics festival, and it was like amazing. I would live there if I could. I liked it so much, but this being so small and so touristy, like I think the grocery store might have been like on the fancier end of things, and it was just so weird. Like I'm like, no, I'm not gonna let you pick up my what bananas I want. What is this weird nonsense? Oh, self-checkout is amazing, except when an item doesn't scan. But otherwise, if you know, like, you're getting just quick stuff and that everything should scan because it's been there forever, I love self-checkout. You can bag at your own pace and you can scan at your own pace and get the stuff. Like, I often prefer to bag my own, when we would go, like, me and Mr. E, like, one would stay at the register with the cashier and the other person would walk to the end of the area and bag the stuff. And there was usually a bagger that would come show up and be like, oh, let me bag. And I'm always like, no, let me do it. You guys always like throw everything in the bag and squish everything in the bottom, and all the fruits are like messed up. And oh, they don't all have good Tetris skills in the bagging stuff, and it just bothers me because I watch them bag stuff and I'm like twitchy. No, that's the thing. Like you're trying to bag your stuff as quick as possible. Like you're not doing this on purpose. You're not being slow just to spite them. You're just doing your best while, trying to pay for the stuff and answer whatever questions the cashier might have. And, you know, I think I'm getting old enough that even if it makes me anxious, I'm like, pfft, shut up. It will be done quickly enough. You'll be able to go on with your lovely day. You gotta go Tetris your bags. It's so satisfying though when it fits. Oh, I know! Which is why it bothers me so much when I see them like pile everything up in there willy-nilly and like put the strawberries in the delicate container at the bottom and then put the cans on it. And I'm always like, could you not? You're being paid for this. Come on, dude. I know they're not paid a lot, and I know they're all like young teenagers or whatnot, but still, so annoying. I wish I could go per day, but we did it once a week. Now we get the stuff delivered. Cans at the bottoms, everything heavy at the bottom. So you're saying I need more sauce? Maybe. Maybe. Couldn't hurt. It kind of starts looking a bit less weird with the background color in. Like, it's less of this eye-searing nightmare. And I kind of like how it looks with the sort of pink showing through. I don't know if it's my favorite combo, but I think it kind of works. You know. When my parents were gone, I went shopping every 2 days or so. But I only had my bike and its bike bags, bike rack. Yeah. I mean, I would go daily if I could. Just because sometimes I don't know what I want to eat until it's sort of the day of. And when I buy stuff for a whole week at once, there's eventually something that I'm like, I really don't want to eat that now. Like, I picked it because I know it's something we eat, but that doesn't mean that I want to eat it. Like, I'm not feeling this right now. A good example would be tonight. I know I have stuff in the fridge, but I have no idea what I want to eat or what I want to make with it, or if I want to make anything with it. But I'm probably gonna have to when I'm hungry enough, because there's nothing else. Oh, have a good night, Yuri. Thank you so much for being here. I'm swatching colored gesso, or gesso? I think it's gesso, and acrylics. And any leftover paints are getting thrown into canvas and panels. So to not waste currently. I've got a lot of pinks on greens. They do, but yeah, they do. They're really fun, complementary to work with. Oh, it's 4:14. I was so into it that I didn't notice we went over a bit. I'm still gonna have to paint because I'm not gonna let that dry on the palette. I'm gonna try to use it up before I take a break. So I can leave the stream running, and if I end up being all alone in it, that's fine. Not a problem. Thank you so much, Nicole. I kind of live in a not a food desert, really, not at all actually. I live in a in a delivery desert. Desert. The one that's not food. Like, there's nothing that delivers here. I know you can get like all the Just Eat or Uber or whatever, but this is the price is absurd. I'm not paying for that. I'm sorry. So the only one that delivers at the reasonable price is Domino's pizza. So that's basically the only thing we get delivered is groceries and Domino's. Domino's. And we have sushi takeout. If we go, like, we order online on the phone and we go pick it up. So it's kind of really funny. Like, even if you're like, oh, let's order something, it's like, ugh. I'm making chicken carbonara tonight. Ooh. You can't get rid of us that easily. That's fine by me. But yeah, like if you guys have stuff to do, that's fine too. Oh my god, sushi sounds so good. I know. Oh, I might make my own sushi. Do I have anything to put in it? I have cucumber. Yeah, that can work. I recently got addicted to their crunchy lava cakes. Oh, I've never tried those, but I've tried the what's it called? The Cinesticks? It's basically like cinnamon sugared like chunk of dough slash that feels like a donut, and you have like icing to dip it into. It's so bad for you, but so good. I'm making little veggie tortellini with eggplant sausage. Whoa, that sounds fancy. Are you making all that from scratch, Jen? Where did you find veggie tortellini? I cannot find... Oh, then maybe it has cheese in it. I cannot find cheese less, like anything but cheese in a tortellini. I can find... There's one I can find that has meat in it and no cheese. But that's the only one. And I'm like, you know, it's not that hard to put like a bunch of veggies and potatoes into a freaking tortellini. Oh my god, no, I wish I was making all... Well, I mean, you don't necessarily have to, but I'm impressed if you can find that stuff, like, pre-made. Sounds amazing. There's cheese in them, not F-safe. Bugger. Suspicion on that Rick sounded like spaghetti. Well, it could be a Rick, too. I kind of like it. I'm gonna start calling trucks outside Ricks. I like it. Yeah, that's I apologize for the traffic noises again. I wonder if it's like big trash day, and when it's big trash day, you often have people like scavengers on their big rickety cars going around picking up stuff, which is perfectly fine by me, but it's just it makes for some really loud noises outside. Can you buy fresh pasta and make veggie ravioli? I could, but it's a hassle. Sometimes I make pelmeni, which is our... I don't know, am I allowed to say that something is Russian? They're like Russian dumpling, but it's basically the same thing as oh, what's the word I'm looking for? The Polish dumpling. Or like any kind of Asian dumpling. It's a dumpling. The dumpling is basically a stuffed pasta. Nope, that's a thing now. I'm calling all suspicious trucks Ricks from now on. Same. Short for Ritty as fuck. I'm all in. A minute. That's perfect. A pierogi, thank you so much. Yeah, I couldn't find that word for the life of me. But yeah, I did the thing, once I bought fresh lasagna sheets, which is basically fresh pasta dough, and I made my own, like, I think it was tortellini-ish in shape. And it was good. It's just, it's a lot of work and a hassle, and I don't like cooking that much. Pierogies are good, but they often have cheese in them too. And now we have to be doubly careful because Mr. E is really sensitive to tofu. So, like, no tofu, no cheese. I think many cultures have some kind of stuff, though. I think they all have it, seriously. Like, so far, I have yet to find a culture that specifically doesn't have something that is stuffed in dough. But you can make pierogi with mushrooms and cabbage, which is delicious, or like potatoes and you can put anything in there, which is why it baffles me that you always have some with some kind of cheese in there over here. I think the rough combo was referring to finding stuff without tofu and without cheese. I think. But yeah, it's like we used to eat a lot more tofu. Instead of like buying burgers, I would sort of make tofu burgers, just slice the cube in slices and pan fry that with seasoning, and you basically have a patty of sorts. So that was a quick one to make like sandwiches and burgers quickly, but kind of have to find something else now. So we've been eating an absurd amount of hard-boiled eggs. Oh, these sound amazing, Lena. Like potato and mushroom, or like cabbage, or anything. Basically dumplings, and you make the dough, then you scavenge what is left at the bottom of your fridge, and you chop it up, cook it off, put it in the dough, and cook it. Oh no, you think both are rough? Oh no! Cheese and bread. Oh man, bread is so freaking good. I'm a bread and margarine person now. I kind of even if I can sort of eat butter to a certain extent without any issues, I kind of prefer margarine. I don't know, there's something about the taste of butter that just gets to me really quickly. I make burgers with just big... Yeah, that's really good. I don't think I could make Mr. E eat that. But if you have a panini grill, it's great to grill portobello mushroom caps. It flattens them nicely. I've made that a lot, but yeah, I usually try to make one meal for the two of us because I don't like cooking. If I was a bit more into it, I could bother. I usually just go bleh. It's like, what? I have to make food again? That's the one thing about like COVID that just really got to me, is I'm having to cook so much more now. And I don't like cooking. So it's just tiring. Like when it was just me, my lunches sometimes would be like, oh, like 2 slices of bread with margarine on it and a bunch of carrots. There you go, that's lunch. Fine, takes 5 minutes to prep. Takes 20 minutes to eat if you're really slow. And back to work, you know, but now I have to make lunches and I just... We made grilled cheese today with fresh baked sourdough. Ooh. Oh my god, Ginger, no! Oh yeah, but I agree, portobello mushroom caps are so good. Like, I would totally eat them. I just feel too bummed to take out the panini press. I was like, what do I make for the big guy? Blech. Also, Mr. E is like twice my size. Well, not now. I'm chubby, but you know, he's really tall, and as such, he needs more food on a daily basis just to function. So sometimes, and I have to eat less because I'm trying to be less chubby, you know. So it needs to be something that I can cook, like possibly 2 of for him and 1 for me. He's so tall. I think Ty is quite tall too, though. But like Mr. E is like 6'3", 6'2", 6'3", and I'm like 5 feet. I'm very small. But yeah, sometimes there are days where he's like, oh, I'm feeling kind of dizzy. And I'm like, you need to eat more stuff. And he's like, no, but when I'm not hungry. And I'm like, no, just stuff food in your mouth. Shut up. Eat. Our dudes are so tall. It's quite handy, though, to get like the stuff that is up on the shelves at the grocery stores and like cupboards. But like he struggles to find jeans that are long enough or any kind of long sleeve item that have long enough sleeves. I struggle too for entirely different reasons, but the best would be if I could give him the extra length in sleeves that I always end up having and it bothers me so much. It would be perfect. Same for the length of feet, you know. Like, whenever I see leggings that are like 7/8 or 3/4 length, I'm like, woohoo! That's gonna be full length on me! Awesome! Mr. E has an entire foot on my husband. He has an entire foot on me too! It's so tall! I'm like, how are you so freaking tall? His whole family is full of tall people. My whole family is full of short people. Hey, Paulo! Like, even for t-shirts, it's problematic because, like, you don't care about the sleeves for a t-shirt, but the length of the body. Like, if everything ends up being a belly shirt, not on purpose, that's good, kind of sucks. I'm still able to get, like, big oversized clothing that I can sort of, like, just bundle in and just be my own fat self in there. And it's, like, comfy stuff, but he likes, struggles to find stuff that is tall enough and comfy. Handsome is 1 foot taller than me, and it's all legs. His hip is just higher than my. Oh man, high five! It's kind of the same here too. What? I can't remember, but I think Mystery is always joking that he has a short torso too, which is obviously not that short, but you know. I'm like, everything is short on me. Like, you know, when you're a girl and you see, well, girl, you identify as a girl, something, and you try to shop for clothing and you see it on the model, there's everything that is like from like, you know, sports bra-ish and or leggings, like everything that has a space sort of in the midriff. I always have to check, because I'm like, okay, what exactly, like how far above that person's belly, that model's belly button, does the thing reach? Because I don't have that length of torso, so you really have to take into consideration so many weird things that you don't initially, and eventually you buy something and you're like, oh, I didn't think about that, and now you can't forget. I am keychain sized. I'm an average 5'4". I dreamed so much of being 5'4". In my head, I was doing the maths. Like, okay, my mom is this tall, my dad is that tall. The exact middle is 5'4". Let's hope I get to 5'4". And nope, didn't happen. My dad's side is actually full of 4 or 5 feet shorties, while my mom's side is full of giant. So I guess my genes balanced it out. That's fortunate, in a way. If only for the sake of having an easier access to clothing nowadays. Clothing that possibly fits, I mean, you know. This kind of looks silly still. It's gonna look much better once I remove the tape around it. It's been a real training in patience working on these pieces, because I'm always like, oh my gosh, is it? I can't tell if it's like a good look or not. I need to remove the tape. And I'm like, no, you're not done with it. You cannot remove the tape right away. I'm like, no, but I want to see if it works or not. It's like, no, be patient. Dumbass. You know, one of the worst things of summer? Walking outside and everybody's cooking on their barbecue, and you don't have a barbecue because you don't have like any outdoor space, and everything smells so amazing, and you're like, yep. We always joke like, okay, so whose party are we inviting ourselves to? The dumbass just let me flat. Familiar with that argument? Okay. Or stuff like, you see here? This POS corner that I didn't paint in. I'm like, let's remove the tape, and then you realize that there's a full corner you didn't put any paint in. And it's a bit tricky to put the tape back on. I'm pretty sure it can be sort of done, but not in an elegant way. Okay, let's do a roundup of all the edges so I can check if I put paint. This is a checkup I always forget to do, and I should really do it more often, because I often realize that there's small gaps that I forgot to paint in. Okay, that's better. What is a cute little palette? This is just plastic. If you use regular acrylics on these, they peel right off, and it's really like satisfying. But if you use acrylic gouache, the matte texture doesn't make it so the paint dries as a big plastic slab. So I have two of these small ones, and I have a bigger one somewhere, like 8 by 10. But these are really handy, and they were doing quite well in terms of staining, but some were, like with the dark greens, I think like the phthalo green is starting to stain them anyway, even if I wash them with alcohol. But it's good old plastic. I mean, glass would work, anything would work. It's just, this is what I have and it works for me, so. Oh my gosh, I've had like regular acrylics on there once or twice, and you basically just, you know, scratch at the edge. It's a bit like removing dried Holbein paint from a palette, except that the watercolor, you can reuse it, but it's like just this satisfying, like you get into there and you can just peel it off, and it's pristine. Okay, let's remove the tape because I want to see how it looks like without it. It's already starting to look better. Bam! It's never perfect because tape and acrylic, you always have a tiny bit of paints that go through. Anyway, I think it's this way. But yeah, now I can fully see if the neon color matches with this, the painting on it. And I think it's fine. I think it's interesting. It's perfect. I mean, it's as good as it's gonna be. I mean, it's not because I don't know how to use my tape or whatever. This is just something that happens regardless of what you do. So yeah, I will, when it's dry, I will flatten it, sign it, bag it, photograph it, scan it, all that, and then it's gonna be in the line of Patreon rewards that I will eventually send out. Because, you know, I was trying so super hard to do something special for Patreon every time, and it was kind of draining, and it kind of prevented me from exploring and playing with supplies. And I thought, well, I mean, it's fine if I send one of the paintings I do anyway. So now I just paint these and I line them up, and when it's time to send out rewards, I just grab how many I need. They go. What's up? And that's what I mail out. Are all of them Patreon rewards? To some extent. For now, they are. If someone saw one on Instagram and was like, I really want to buy that one and I still have it, I'm gonna sell it, no problem. But for now, they're just Patreon rewards. I would assume it should be okay to send one of the paintings you do anyway. Yeah, I mean, it's still a painting, a real painting that you get. Like, the whole idea of Patreon is that it allows people to support creators, but it shouldn't necessarily become even more work for the creative, because then they can't really do what the people came to support them for. Does that make sense? For any friends or lurkers who want the chat to continue all week, it doesn't end here. Oh, that's a nice little promo there. I thought it was the point of the physical reward. Yeah, I know, but you see a lot of people who will do special rewards for Patreon. Like, the one I see the most often is postcards and stickers. And I mean, if that's your job and you earn enough from doing postcards and stickers, that's doable. But yeah, the whole idea is based on patronage, and patronage is not necessarily a shop transaction. It's not you put money in something, you get something. It's you like someone's work and you want to keep seeing it. Well, you contribute what you can, if you can, and that makes sure that the person can keep on doing what you enjoy and they enjoy. So it's supposed to be a win-win thing, but there's always a couple of people who come in with a different perception of what is supposed to happen on Patreon, and they kind of expect more of a transactional situation rather than a patronage situation, if that sort of makes sense. One of the best examples of that is when you see like Patreons for comics, webcomics. And yeah, basically, if you want more pages of the comics to read, well, the artist has to spend more time on it. And if they spend more time on that, they cannot work necessarily a regular job or the same amount of hours on a regular job. So this is a way that you can say, I like your stuff enough that I want to contribute a bit so that you may work more on this and less on, you know, other stuff. But I'm just surprised that some people like miss the memo. What can you do? I'm just forever for the people who support me on Patreon. Like, just mind blown every time. Well, you can always open one, Lena, and I mean, you have to sign into a tier or no tier, but you don't get anything. So basically, either you go in there with the intention of reading what the tiers offer, or you go in there with the intention of just giving money. So if that's just giving money, well, you're all set. And if it's to read the tier, I mean, you can write a tier that is like, like you don't get anything except the knowledge that you help this site stay online by helping with the costs of it. And I mean, I think the furthest you could go is to have a special page on Sun and Colors where you list like patrons who help make the site happen. So you could be like, okay, so random numbers. Well, let's say $1. Thank you for helping support the site stay online, and $5. Well, you're gonna be credited as a supporter on our supporter page on the website. Yeah, the tiers are optional. You decide what you make of them, and I think someone can sign up for any tier and decide not to get the reward. If you wanted just to give in money, I think you could sign up for the $1 tier, edit how much you give to be more than $1, and that's just what happens. Incompetech is the site that makes amazing graphs. Isn't it? Incompetech also makes music, like royalty-free music for all kinds of video needs. But yeah, I mean, you don't really lose anything, I think. I don't know what Patreon is like now. I've had my account for ages, so I don't know if there's some gimmicky shit going on right now. But you could always have the Patreon and have it there, and I mean, it's there. If people want to sort of contribute, they can refer to it, and you're not losing anything per se, hopefully, by just having it there anyway. Or you could have it as a coffee. If Patreon is too crummy, Ko-fi is possibly better. And Ko-fi now you can have like recurring memberships, which is basically the same thing as Patreon, except that Ko-fi is a much nicer platform. And it's not trying to be something that it's not. Alright, so we almost ran an hour longer than usual. Well, you can link to the coffee then. Just link to the coffee, and that's even easier because it feels more like a tip jar. And you can advertise it either as a tip jar or as a recurring tip jar, you know. I think it's more like, it's easier to understand than Patreon. Oh, well, just have the Ko-fi as a, because I don't know if Patreon now, if you create an account now, if you end up having to pay a monthly fee, because they're crummy like that. Alright guys, well, thank you so much for being here today. If you have more questions for that, Lana, I think you could ask on the server, on the Discord. I think people might have more insight too, which could be helpful. And yeah, I think everyone is familiar with the Discord here, but if somehow you're not, we have a Discord server for the community where you can chat about all kinds of stuff all the time. And the link is supposed to be in the description. And otherwise, I'm gonna be back here again next Saturday if everything goes well. Sometimes I have issues with my allergies or with the weather, so I have to sort of like cancel the live stream, but otherwise, I should be here next week. So thank you so much, guys, for being here, and have a great weekend, especially our friends in the US with their long weekend. I don't think Canada has a holiday on Monday, do we? Anyway, it's not like I enjoy holidays anyway. All right. I'm kidding. I love my free-for-all schedule. That's perfect for me. So have a great weekend, guys, and take care. Bye-bye.